talk about it when they finish. I think this project starts. I think start 2013 or 14. 15? No, 15 or 14. When we got the statue, remember? Yes, statue. No, the Buddha material. Yeah. What year? Yeah. Anyway, still not yet done. We talk about it when we done, finish. Okay, anyway, it's good. Good evening. How's the weather? It's comfortable? Hot? It's a lot of humid today. It's humid, right? Yeah. Where humid come from? Where they come from, humid? The oceans? Tibetan? Really? Usually Tibetan doesn't have ocean, humid. Anyway, it's wonderful. We all come together to a little bit learning about Buddhism. Buddhism, it is important to great motivation. When you pray, when you puja, when you meditation, when you study Dharma, is any kind of actions, it is to go to Mahayana practice or not, it depends on your motivation. Also, any kind of that practice is Buddhism or not, even you study Buddhism texts, but if you don't have refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, it will not become Buddhism practice. Then even you are study all day or meditation all day, the motivation is Mahayana motivation we need. If you don't have that, it's not Mahayana practice. Therefore, it depends on your motivation. Also, the three vehicles, the different three vehicles also the motivation, right? Therefore, motivation is very important. And whenever we do, try to our best motivation to benefit all Mother Sentient beings. Therefore, I'm going to do this practice, this meditation. I'm going to study that. If we have motivation like that, then doing that, it become great Mahayana practitioners, Mahayana practice, also more powerful. Therefore, this is always very important. Okay? Motivation is very important. Then we're going to learn about meditation today, okay? So today we're going to meditation half hour. Make sure not half hour, not move. No, just a couple minutes, okay? It's very simple way. First, look at yourself. Anyways, how appear to yourself, how you identify yourself. Try to a little bit. Looking for your whole body, yourself. Then change what kind of feeling right now you have. Try to find what kind of feeling that you have right now. Happy feeling, sad feeling, or neutral feeling. Now again change. Try to find your own mind. How you identify your mind? Can you find? Can you see? Can you touch? Okay. Now visualization front of you. Beautiful flower. Like one of the flower, lotus flower. On the flower, visualization, sun and moon cushion. The flower also very huge. Above there, the image of Buddha Shakyamuni. The color the gold, very clear, same as we see the statue. Around the Buddha Shakyamuni, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all of them also smiling, they all look at you. The Buddha's image also very color, very light. Around you also all mother sentient beings, your enemy, your friends, or strange persons, all around us. Then now we request for the Buddhas, all the Buddhas, please give blessing. We request visualization, we are requesting. Then we visualization. All the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas also give blessing. The blessings, the color of the light, come from Buddha's heart. Same as the light, different colors, come from Buddha's heart. He through our body, like we take a shower, the water is coming out there like that, very strong, very soft. Hit our body, inside, outside, the wash for all negative karmas. This is again and again. Try to feel all your negative karmas, emotions, your sickness, all the disease will come out under your feet, go under the ground, like color of the black smoke, black water come out. Go under the ground. Under the ground, the Yama open the mouth. Go to Yama's mouth. It's for us, it is disease, but it's for food for Yama. The visualization, the Yama also got the food. He never ever opened his mouth again. It is so good for long life for all of us. Then thought you are feeling very happy, peace, like white cloth, white colors come, start inside your body. It's come out, all your body is rich for all mother sentient beings. They feel also happy, peace, relax. Thought for experience to peace, happy feeling at the moment. relax. Okay. Good morning. Do you have any feeling? Or you just you lost? You lost yourself. Right. Good. Any feeling? Or just nothing to think about, or just you have really something to follow. Try to all different ways, like meditation, okay? Also, one subject is not too long. If you meditation on one subject too long, then you fall asleep. Same as food. You eat same food every day, you fall bored, right? You have to eat same food every day. Maybe you're very lazy person, you don't want to cook every time. You cook one time, put the fridge, you can eat 1 week. Do you guys do like that? This is lazy way, right? Save the time. But time is very important for all of us, right? We don't have enough time all the time. Yes? Time is very important. Therefore, how you call? We saving time and cook one time for 1 week food. Correct? But still we not very happy that, but we have no choice. Similar to that, when we do meditation also, not just one thing long time, okay? Then if you go to meditation about emptiness, that's very important, very powerful, okay? Okay, then I think my English is finished. Goodbye, my English. Come back to next week. Taganzu, 아니 지금 다 산지 좀 된다라야. 지금 돌아다야기. 아니 지금 반반 야숙 라나메 봐. 다 텐데 소수이고네 때봐. 다 텐데 또 봐. 아니 또 봐 텐데 좀 소수해 되는 것도 다 납득이로.
So, what we're discussing here is about dependent rising, the text known as the dependent rising, which is a text Lama Tsongkhapa composed in praise of the Buddha for having taught the profound teaching on emptiness or dependent rising.
단데 고대오도 올라와이나 아니 라마 tsongkhapa 고랑이야. 아니 산지 좀 내라 따서 간대지요 봐. 산지 좀 내서 간대지 고랑은 통고요 봐. 다 되네도 왜 말이야.
And so, an easy way to say is Lama Tsongkhapa expressing his view about Buddha and how he sees Buddha.
그러와 남중간도 못되는데 돌아다니 정도 좀더 자그래봤어.
So normally, like when we talk about the praise of somebody, like you can compose a praise about somebody, right?
Do you hear? Did you like this? Yeah. 어떻게 당간도 답도 고도냐 되는 거 그랬어. 지는 뭐 제가 산지 좀 내들 다시 간대지요.
And so when you compose the praise about somebody, you write about that person, and you write what you think about that person, right? So this is just like that. Lama Tsongkhapa expressing his view about Buddha.
아니 다 telaya 아니 그이고는 또 봐봐. 송고는 또 봐봐. 아니 지금 단 틀레고는 또 봐봐. 지금 단 또 봐서 뭐 요래스.
So there are many ways of praising, praising for his different kinds of qualities, qualities of his holy body, of his holy speech, of his holy mind, of his holy activities, and so forth.
Okay. 근데 인자 뭐이세? 안디 가서 아니 산지 좀 내들라다 아니 텐데 소수이거든 또 봐세. Chananga, any 10 days I choose Songsha, that thing only Lama Parashias, that they got so on.
So in this context, he's kind of praising Buddha for his holy speech, especially about his teaching on dependent origination.
Okay? Ani tindi ta ani cheda tende ani jeba ani leshin boda ani ta diba tende to ba sang so sun ani jirin bo chedang so pese jedi ni oro.
So then there is also an extensive praise that's called the essence of eloquent speech. Lama Tsongkhapa also composed that, and then this is the short version of that called dependent origination, in praise of dependent rising.
What is the ta ani diga ani chi jeyando with the part jewo chiwaina ta chuji bombo jente situng jeya chasong dina disha wano yode.
And then if we want to go even extensive, even more extensive, then all the teachings. This is kind of the subject matter of all the Buddha's teaching, all the 84,000 years of doctrine or teaching that Buddha taught.
Ta nashiki ta jaga pendu chubdeng go song. Ani chasong ta jeya chasong dibo disha wano yode.
And so also all the teachings of the great Indian masters who taught, who commentated Buddha's teaching. So all those teachings, the subject matter of those teachings is the same as this one here.
Ani ta sanji chumde de tende se kare so na ta kanji ngaso da se de tena pakore se nga se de kanji jimba da se kanji jimba.
So when we're talking about the dependent origination, it basically establishes the self, the I. What is I? What is the self?
Ani da chi shawa dichi sam so mo res. Ani pashi pade da we so na ta chi so re. Da something that the dig some this da chi shawa dichi sam.
Diki.
Dig sam na this yaro. What is so mo re. Tisa ta tinji ani dig sam de kanji jimba. Da something lo de dichi sam be jinse. What a tea matana pakura.
And so he's talking about the self, the self-grasping ignorance, the self that we grasp at. So what grasp? Sorry, I think it's in one of the texts by Chandrakirti that says it is the demon's mind that grasps the self. So what do you mean by the demon's mind? Demon's mind that grasps the self.
So when
we talk about demon, what is it? Demon is a being, right? It's a kind of sentient being, who causes harm to others, right? Do you believe in demon? Ghost? Demon?
Ghost?
No?
Demon? Ghost? If you
don't believe that, then maybe this will not make sense. This example will not make sense.
Then you
can talk about like evil mind. The evil mind. Evil mind, which grasps the self. Bad mind. Evil mind.
Okay? So if
you have that evil mind, then you will do bad things, right? You mean like in general. If we have an evil mind, then we'll do bad things, right? And so that the mind which grasps the self, which apprehends the self, is an evil mind. So because all the sufferings that we experience in this world comes from grasping at the self. Is that true? What do you think? So what about the biggest problem in the world now, like a battle or war between the countries, right? Does that involve grasping at the self? Yeah, like my country, I want to be the winner and so forth, right? I want to control, I want to have it, all this, the I, right?
다나지게 다치 추자지가 가서 배나 사다식 미타식 저잖아 미타데 좀 담아도 영화데 아니 네 삼바나지 지용 거면도 나 삼바나지 나한테 고면도 나한테 넣으면 되세 강에는 되거든요.
Or even at the individual level. So when we have a quarrel between the husband and wife, is it because of the grasping of self? I want this. If this is not happening according to my wish, it's not happening the way I want. So because all involves that around the self, right?
간제에서나 문제비 둥아 내 거대 간제 나한테 연구를 해. 그래서 다치셔봐 듣지셈 소머레스.
And so any kind of problem, so all sorts of problems, comes from grasping of the self. And so therefore it's the mind that grasps the self is called an evil mind.
그래서 다 사지 좀 낸 얘기 아니 딘디기 아니 다다다다단 난한테 매와 간지 제고 요와 디 간지 내 주고 요와 간지 내 연구 요와 다 도서만 되 시작해요 봐.
So now here in this text it explains now how do we cut this or eliminate this evil mind or demonic mind. How do we stop this?
근데 남주 제가도 배나 남의 공부 또만요 공부 거 같은데 전에야 배나 반복수수 그 다세지 간대요와 다세 녀거도 봐 되고 그래.
So first, you have to find out, like when you are meditating on selflessness or emptiness, you have to find out the self, the self that's grasped by the self-grasping ignorance. The self grasped by the self-grasping ignorance. So first you have to find out that.
근데 남주 가슴에 나세대 남주 사만하지 매와이 말해.
So there is no self like we think, right? Like we think. There's no self like we think.
야, 근데 나한테 가지나 가동엔 저거야 말해. 나한테 딱바인 건데 저거 들려 말해.
But there's the grasping of the self as exists from its own self. So that self is there, right? So grasping of that self is there. Yeah. So that has to be identified. So it's very difficult because it doesn't manifest all the time, and it only manifests at certain times. At the climax, right? So when there's like something extreme is happening, at that time it manifests, and even at that time it's very difficult to identify it.
아, 다나지 강에도 샘pe 무슨 배지 딱 나란데 간이 좋아서 소미한테 들려가려 형 그랬어.
So either we are going through very strong emotions, like when we're very sad or very angry or something bad happening or something good happening. At that time the self exists from its own side, manifests very strongly.
Okay, today the two chinibela ngadebe somlo tane ani ngasede supa tena ngone ta nye mewa yo mata ngasede.
So that's this grasping of the self, right? So grasping of the self, it really becomes very prominent at that time, at those times. But if we don't identify it, then there's nothing we can do about it. But if you look for the self, then you won't be able to find it.
그래서 나세 다세데 다지를 때네 보다자 와인 말이야. 다지는 맨날 가서 쳔에 다 녀촌이 말이다.
And so the self is an imputation, it's a label, right? Label given to this basis of designation. So without the basis of designation, there cannot be. Without the basis of designation of the self, there cannot be self.
But
depends on the basis of the designation of the self, right? So like right now you see Geshe-la.
So
which is the Geshe-la? It's a mind, it's a name, right? It's a label imputed on his aggregate, right? That's called Geshe-la.
그래서 다제때 때 무슨 내가 좀 작아요. 다제를 때는 따배 하고 그 때는 내가 좀 작아요.
So understanding the basis of designation is very important, and then understanding that the self is mere imputation on the basis of designation, the aggregate.
그래서 다제를 때는 따배 하고나 아니 지 다랑은 맞아봐. 다랑은 잡았는데 근데 대 총도요래. 나도 다들 때 따방가서 뭐 신경이 말해.
So if we understand imputation on the basis of designation, then our grasping at that at certain such thing like Geshe Lao or anything as exists from its own side will become much stronger. Much less. Much stronger. So it's because we are not able to see in that way, therefore we have this very strong grasping at the self as existing from its own side.
근데 저도 랍식이래. 대래 쌈쌈거든. 내가도 고대라고요 말했어.
So of course, intellectually we know that, right? Intellectually we can, you can say that, yeah, it's this basis of it's a name given to that thing, or that basis of designation, which is aggregate in this case. You can say that, and you can even think, in certain way, but then to really realize that, it's very difficult.
대래 남주 좀 동반이 돼서 곰삼 티고 삼때 스타다.
So when you meditate on the emptiness, that's what you have to think. Right? Think about the object being mere level and imputed on the basis of designation.
Pena ngaso tolna. Ni lebada ngareves. Roa? Ngi ni de ngareves. Tangaso pena rapan jeyo parjaya sevaina. Pena leba ni alon chimba. So other
than being imputed on the basis of designation, you can't find the I. So which one is the I? Is it the brain? Is it the head? Is it the chest? Is it the heart? Is it the mind? Which one is the I? If you think in that way, to try to find a solid I that you can hold to, you will never be able to find it. Are there any scientists in here? Any scientists?
Little bit, half Seriba, half scientist.
Some mini scientists? Used to be.
Today the Seri Lava in a pena, Lebadan, Lord and Chambers, that's Semjiter Lagriba Lagmarwa.
So what does the scientist say? The brain or the lung or the heart of the person is a person or no?
They don't believe that.
No, right?
They don't like Marpachi. Today is a ta.
They don't say person's brain is person, right? The scientists don't say that. Do they? How like again?
대가 먼저 수보라 때 따기를 먼저 넘배라게 돼. 일단 먼저 수보라 따기 따네 따기에다 먼저 그 뭐뭐나 수보대 봉보를 삼아다 로이차대 맞죠. 대가 때네 나서 이거도 샤도요 말어. 봉보라 때네 이거도 다세 돼 나서 따기요 와. 되다 와서 딱 먼저 삼나 봉보대 나서 삼다 봉보지가 봉보대 나래 봉보대 다래 삼다 뭐 대라 따네 나서 가지고 샤도요 말어.
Yeah, so they think the body, is the I, right? So they're not able to think that, it's a mere level, given to that body, or imputed on that body. We can't think like that, right? We always think that the whole body, is the person. That's why we think, right? When we think of somebody as a person, we think of the whole body of that person as the person.
그래서 다 나주서는 남백의 나춘이시나 다세도 부모가 가가래. 따주리했어 말어.
So, the I and the body are different. So the body is a basis of designation, right? Basis on which you designate or label as a person, as a body, and as such and such. And so it's a level and the basis of the label. So that's different thing, right? The basis on which you label as such and such, and the level itself is different, right?
Today in the bena nganzu mai mi thonsa kola nganzu phomode nganzu resam ngaresam de phomode ko mu gamluk sha sha ro wasena tikala nganzu mi te yo keleng mado keleng maro pa keleng maro
And so usually, like when we say, the body, like this is the body of such and such, right? So that person, usually we say that. Usually we think that person is the body. But then when that person dies, the person's body is still there. But do we say that is the person? No, right? So it says the corpse of that person, but doesn't say that person. The body that which we usually think of that person is there.
Today that tigi then a natural in the soga dada dachuni but dasa to tetaza pumuni kagayamba pumoti damayamba go directly go to us.
So from there you can also see that the person is not the body, right? The self and the basis of the designation of the self is two different things.
Today ganzo nambe chunman deshi tu chunga jawo samala ngui nesa ngune chik ta tseri to tsase ko namajo kaje ngui nesa kanga imba deshi jawo ma ta kaje ya chik ta chulu dan resa ka namado tene yongor ma ta shi chani tene.
So when we think when we see in that way, then it really accords, with the reality, right? So that's how it is explained in Buddhism. The Buddhism goes along with the science and the reality. So, of course, there are some, which are also believed on the basis of belief, just like other religions. Because this is therefore, we believe in that way, but not really a real explanation about it.
Today the two in the chance of being Tseten, but not such a Tseten. And Papa Tseten, not that you want to do so much. That not the yet goes, managing the Tamadus. Today, something I go yore. Yana, near Mundu. That you don't have to go chick. Dazi la ten tabai, but today, Kwaji Mune, Kagalawa to my batch. Some raise some to my batch. Munich. That in Tena, and in the pay some Jawadu with her.
So when we think about the I, the self, right? So what is this? There is self, there is I. And I'm talking, I'm walking, I'm eating. So there's I, definitely there is I. If there is no I, then who is doing the talking, right? So there is I. But the way we see that I, it doesn't exist, right? Because we can't find that I. So if there is such, the I, the way we see it, then we should be able to find, but we can't find it. And so then that way, therefore, it's just a mere level or name, given to this body, as so the mere name, the mere imputation, of the self, on the basis of the designation of that self, is the self, right? So when you think about when you meditate on meditation, that's how you have to think. So not only like reading, and talking verbally, but also thinking in the mind that's how the I is, how the self is. And then through the meditation, when you really become very familiar, when you have really familiarized yourself with that thought, and then constantly have that thought all the time, and that's when you come to realize the selflessness.
This is a Muslim Gyume Sherparashan. This is a ganzo one is a Tombanyagi Nyamyosa Gadamado, Dada Matu, Nyamyosa to do, and to think about the Gematawa, Nyamyo Ranga to the chick to a legacy.
So there's like the unexpressible or unthinkable. So when you don't think in proper way, then it's like very difficult to explain or verbally or to think really in like that way.
Okay, today isn't something to Tombanyes, Dada Matter as a Tigola test some time. And then I'm to Chine, I'm to Dada the Shuchurishwana, and Rashu Mutel with her. Matema, Mutek. So
meditating in that way, so we come to realize the self, the actual self that exists, and then there will be no grasping of the self as it exists from its own side. So if you don't have that strong grasping of the self exists from its own side, then that whole thing becomes much less. All the delusions, all the other negative emotions become much less, and that much person becomes more happy and relaxed.
I've been a shallow in Tunjeda, shallow gently, Chimobo, you live Kangan take the Mobo in a medical similar Dako Shatu Javata Matawashi.
So So once you have come to realize that, then your mind is more relaxed, right? You feel more happy. So even if there's a big, a drastic change in the external, environment, and then your mind, because your mind is at peace, that doesn't affect your mind that much. So for example, if there's a very big fire, you can't put it off easily, right, with a bucket of water. And so once you have that understanding or that realization, then because your mind is very relaxed and happy, so even if small things happen around outside, that will not affect or will not be able to change the mind so much. On top of that, if one is able to generate bodhicitta, then one will always be working for the benefit of others. Even others cause harm to us, and one will not get angry, and one will always think about benefiting others. So just like the parents, no matter how much the child causes, how much problem the child causes to them, they always think about helping the child. Oh, how can I make the child happy? How can I help the child to become a good person, to have a happiness? Always think about that. No matter how much problem they get from the child, they always think about helping the child. So then once you generate bodhicitta, that's how you become like. So of course not all the parents are like that, but 99% of the parents are like that, always thinking about the benefits of their children. So that's because of parents' strong affectionate love towards the child, right? That makes them to always think about the welfare of the child. So the parents, they cherish their children, right? Their children or their child more than themselves, right? So not maybe not that much, once they grow up, right? Once they're teen or beyond adult, then they don't have that much of affection, but then when they are younger, right? Even from the time when they're in the womb. So in the womb, you say that there's a child, you are pregnant, there's a child there, but you don't get that much feeling. But once you see the photograph, like from the ultrasound, then when you see that, you get even more affection, towards the child. And then when it's born and until for a certain time, the mother and especially mother and her father also have very strong affection towards the child. So because of their strong affection and love, they developed from the time their child was conceived, and because of that strong affection and love, even when the child grows up, they still have that, not maybe as strong as before, but they still have in the back of their mind all the time, thinking about helping their child, even if they have grown up.
간제 sembalelu cheto gore kangenda uthewana kangenda dole cheto gore.
And so like that, if we can develop that mind, that cherishes others more than oneself, that's cherishing of oneself and more cherishing of others, then one will not find any difficulty to care for others, to benefit others. And even if one faces many difficulties in doing that, one will still not feel anything. One will not, like back up, to help others. Always think about helping others, just like a parent, wanting to help the child all the time. And like that, also we should think about the karmic law of cause and effect, which is very important.
And lende kola nganzo kanga lende ken lengerese lende chicho yoda thea nganzo chik tana nyamnyora ratho yo mare nganzo thama chibare.
And so we all experience, we all believe in karmic law of cause and effect, right? We all believe, but again, having that realization of knowing the karma, is very difficult.
Tana nganzo kere chana lende ken lengere nganzo ken lengere chana lende shinge anga shinge nganzo lagerese.
So right now, if we were asked, if we know about the karmic law of cause and effect, and we say, yes, I know about karmic law of cause and effect. Do you accept karmic law of cause and effect? And I say, yeah, I accept that.
The thing only tada rendum nganzo soso kangenda o chembo yuntrebe kabla chik tada. And tiga ta nganzo shamde shiyong gore.
So do we really accept that? Do we really accept that? We can test ourselves. At a time when we are facing big difficulties, we're going through a big hard time. At that time, then we will maybe fail to think about the karmic law of cause and effect.
So, tiga da nganzo tende da tiga da nganzo shamde shiyot ka nganzo nyamnyo sato mega nyamne cheto mega tiga da.
So the reason why we fail at that time, is because we don't have a strong experience about the karmic law of cause and effect.
Tende da ko lende sa de pe mizibe nenga chimbo tele ko yabo chinyewa ina ko museke mara ko jende no ta shede go.
So if we understand about that really strongly, then it will help us to overcome our problems at the time when we're facing it. It's just talking about the cause and effect. So we created the cause, therefore we experience the result.
But namshin jedo chane ngazo tishin jedo chane namshin jedo do wada ngazo tami chegro wako gero.
So because of the change of the season, there will be a change in weather also, right? So that earth all depends on each other like that. So if it is during the summertime, summer season, if it becomes hot, we don't complain about that. Oh, it's a summer, so it's supposed to be hot. So we don't complain that much, right? Because we understand that, we accept that. But in summertime, if it snows, right? If it snows in the summertime, then we'll all complain. We'll all surprised and say, "Oh, what the heck? Why is it happening like that?" Right? We'll go like complain. Surprised. Like that. So that's not going to happen, right? So in the summertime, it will not snow. Why? There's no cause. There's no cause, right? If there's no cause, there will be no result. And so those are the lowest level of cause and effect, right? So if you understand that, and then we bring down into the subtle level of cause and effect, that will be very helpful.
Okay, today the tended to buy the Je Tsongkhapa any tombani the Dadamato Telepapure any Negatsu that don't know what that is Shetalata Shetandam was.
The subject matter of this dependent arising text is the selflessness or emptiness, right? And so that's the main subject matter of this. The main thing we're talking about is emptiness. But of course, all these different texts, they all talk about that, but in a different way. Right?
Okay. And
so last time we talked about up to I think verse 51, right? So today we start from 52.
Pade dawa tabi yula tene gombolo doko songe jeja shinja maloba hako duse
So in the previous, in the previous verses, it talks about, talks about he understands, talks that he understood the intention of Nagarjuna through the commentary, by Chandakrit.
And Sanji Badem Gomboludu Song Jakana Sanji Chumden de Gata Chuji Pumbudan de Anita Anichi Tananga Yonemena, Tatumbanya Shajipusem. What is Songo?
And so what Nagarjuna talked about is also the teachings of the Buddha, right? All about emptiness and bodhicitta, renunciation, and so forth.
Okay, touch on the Any tang entry tango, any Juma Jiju numbers and the tango race and
And so in the verse 52, and he's saying that he's saying that this is what I think, and those who follow me should also think it this way. So let's read the verse 52. Of all your days, your speech is spring. Within that too, it is this very speech. So the wise should remember the Buddha through this teaching of dependent origination.
Teleda and Sanji Chumde de Latan, Zapamamo Shirayores, Koso to Zapamamo Shirayore in Naya, and it shoot them with Deja Namburan, Tan Jamba Nibig, Tap Yama, shoot them by the Yashure, Teleda. Tembin Zapa Kale, Songon Zapateta, Chok Lanamapa, Tayata Badare.
So Buddha has performed many deeds, and through his body, through his speech, through his mind. So among all these different deeds, the best is the most supreme, or the best is the deed of speech.
Tendega and a Songon Zapa Mamboyo Nane ya and it Teluga Lamsumba Tekunanya, Telesapa Yomares.
So among the deed of the speech, deeds of the speech, the best honor is the speech on dependent origination. So there is nothing better or more profound than that.
There is a Genze Tianada, Je Tsongkhapa Sujang, and the Sanjay Chumden de Gade Tempata, Televana, and the Sanjay Chumden de Tende Suntajikone, and the Chutamba, and the Tekadi Tango.
So we should remember the kindness of the Buddha, through remembering his deeds of the speech, and especially for having taught the dependent origination through his speech.
Teleda, what are Sanjay Chumde, Teleda, Je Tsongkhapa Sujang, and Sanjay Chumden Deji, and Zepa Mambo Yobe Nane, and it Tende Chusuntaji in Zepa. What are they calling the temperature?
And so the wise should, wise ones should remember the Buddha through the teaching of his dependent origination.
Teleda Takanje Namjunganzo, or Teleda Takanje, Sanji Kadesana, and Sanji and Zepatango, one Zebaganata, and it is Sanji Kurutu and Tango, Tetembalatene, and Sanji Jason Jubalatene, and also Tawa, Trichiba Combotomba, or Teleongo.
So when we think about the kindness of the Buddha, we think about the kindness of his teaching, right? About his the deeds of his speech, about his teachings, and so through that, then we follow the Buddha. Through following the Buddha, then we can also achieve the state of enlightenment, just as the Buddha.
Okay, and the Tiga Sholoka Tiga, and the Jiju Dejatus Mamba Kandi Sanjala Kani Tago and Reji Tago Res, Nuski Tango Res, or to Songonova. So
this verse talks about how the followers should see the Buddha by remembering his speech.
Okay. 다 뒤질에 쇼로는 없음 나섬 되가 아니 다 지름부터 코로나 간이시가 요 대송으로 와. 코로나 사실을 따스도 가리요스.
And then the verse 53 says how himself Lama Zopa himself sees the Buddha.
다 지나서 대신하더라 와.
Let's read that. Following such a teacher and having become a renunciate, having studied the conqueror's word not too poorly, this monk who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reverence to the great fear.
What? Don't Jesus Rajon Chades, Sanji Chumden de Tomba Tea, Sanji Chumden de Tomba, 아니 산지 티 지선 주지 아니 rab도 shungware 사가도 rab도 shungware 가와서 보레서 보시고
So it says following such a teacher, having become a renunciate, so here renunciate means to take the celibacy vows, like to become a monk or nun. So to renunciate means to become a monk. In this case, he became monk.
Today that jirmoja rabdo shungware kamaba rubido jesachi. Wada kona rabdo shungware bare.
So actually, the Lama Tsongkhapa took the monk vow, from his teacher for Kamapa Robadoji.
Tendi rabdo shungware maze jayu sona jawa momentum. Ani ta lojon tet che ko shungware. So
not only having become monk, but after becoming monk, he also says having studied the conqueror's word not too poorly means like little bit. So he says like studied little bit, not too poorly.
아니 텐데 다 로조 제와던다 맞은 타마자 님선 감다는 난졸라야 쟤네 준비 gelong 아니 gelong 다게 네 transformation 다 산지 좀 되는 데와 transformation 볼라스 아니 가디나다 그쪽이 요새로도.
So not only studying not poorly but also putting into practice. So that's like the strive in the yogic practices, like putting into practice throughout day and night. And such is the depth of his reverence to the great fear. To the great fear is referring to again the Buddha, right? To Buddha, reverence to the great fear, reverence to Buddha.
그래서 아니 네 선지 좀 다들 딱 네마탄다 텐데도 베탄 인식 실로가 딱 납주 납섬선 딱 납시 나니 천서 말아봤 오다 디나 강 나와더니 네 다들 듣는다고 예스로 와 선지 좀 된들라.
And so this is how Lama Tsongkhapa sees the Buddha. Throughout all these verses that he explained, and that's what he's talking about.
Right? 아니 나 rabdo shungware 아니 대 로종 대치 로종 처음에 대 냠슬랑 이 gelong 되게 산지 좀 된다 따스로 가르잖아 땅에 땡데 통수있고네 따뜻바 아니 딴 쇼로가 되건데 좀 말아 왔다 강서가 대나징에 딱이요 내 선도 되는 인생으로.
And so this is Lama Tsongkhapa saying that's how he sees the Buddha. For having taught the Tibetan Origination and following this teacher, becoming renunciate and having studied a little bit, put into practice whatever he has studied, and has great reverence or respect towards the Buddha.
그래서 다 장소 다 덤베기 지신 다 진주시 중앙으로 와서 다 합종 맞잖아.
And so you are a follower of Buddha, even though you don't become a monk, but you follow the Buddha, right?
아니 제유소라다 장와양 강토도 제유로 와.
And you also study as much as you can, right?
아니 다 냠레카네 하모.
But not sure about the practice.
와. 아니 마치 저 제단 되면들었나. 가제 개만하게 제단 다 개내 거스게 말아 간제 냠레 야부 요데메세데 와다다 tellam 거치 간제 강인이 되나 보다 나도 하고 말아. 메데 냠내 요데메.
And so depending how good of a practitioner we are, how well we have practiced, studying is one thing, but putting into practice is a totally different thing, right? So depending on how well we have practiced, then we can see and we can prove ourselves at the time when we face some difficulties. So at the time when we face difficulties and we don't get we don't become unhappy or don't get angry, then that means we have done good practice.
남중아도 차산 득대가 깔라당도 미가가 미하고 짠자랬어.
So other time when we're not facing these kind of difficulties, we can say yes, we have done the practice, but we can't really prove it that we have really done good practice.
근데 니마지야 강의지 되버까라야 다 뒤가서 미하고나 다군이 미하고 차래.
And so, but one day when you face the difficulties, when somebody says something bad to you and you don't get angry and you stay calm and happy, then that time then it shows that you have done good practice.
Okay. 그래서 남주 거디나 렌데다 아니 또만이 콜라야 소노야 뭐 있다 대와야나 아니 강인 되버까라 나도 돈을 제도 거서 봐.
So, but again, that depends on our practice, right? The practice of meditating on emptiness and meditating on karmic law, cause and effect, and so forth. So, if we have done that well, then at the time when we face difficulties, we'll be able to handle that easily.
Okay? What is it? 당한도 산지용원이 나로서 산지 좀 되게 때마다 지지 주시한테 문제가 가와서 뭐 정말 말해.
And so we are very, very fortunate to be able to study this text through which Buddha Shakyamuni is praised.
대나고다 나로서문이 단디셔서 다 장본지 제가 뭐 다음에 제가 라보세머를 마시 남보도 가든 코나보도 두지가 공부하지 만족이 하지 춘소다 근데 여봐서 말에 때려드는 지금 로조치 형한테 뱀 무슨 가와서 뭐래.
So also it's through the kindness of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, for having established this center, and through the center we had this opportunity to study, right? So it's through their kindness that we have been very fortunate to be able to study Buddha's teaching.
현당도 대상 딱 가와는 요래 아니. 춘소로 미쪽지 양지까지는 지금 샵된 통도고 전체도 나름도 저보다 응아로 전체다. 되게 집도전 정도 뭐 요래 다시 다 약보들 왔다. 이나 당강중문에 제일 가던 탐발로 제도요 말이야.
So it's through their kindness that we have been able to study in this way, right? So the way they established this center, where Lama established this center, makes it possible for us to study in this way. Otherwise, there are also many centers where they have few monks and they always spend time just doing, some pujas, doing some chantings, playing some, the ritual, music, and then just spending the time like that. No much really, of the studies going on. So of course it's good, it's very good, but you don't get to study, you don't have to get to learn the actual teachings of the Buddha. So we need the study, right? We need the knowledge. We need to study. Even like to have a good, successful life, as a secular life, we need the study. And so in every part of the world nowadays, right? The study is the first thing, right? So that's the most important. From that, then you will be able to do all other things. If you don't have the study, if you don't have the knowledge, you will not be able to, do other things. So we feel sad, seeing all these children in like Africa or in India, maybe in some part of China, very poor and not having the opportunity to study. So the reason why we feel sad for these people who don't have the opportunity to study is because we know that if they can study, they can become a good person, they can have a better life, We know that, right? So therefore we feel bad when they don't have this, the opportunity to study. So even for this life, even to have a good life in this life, we need to study, let alone the future life or liberation or enlightenment. Of course, for that, without study, there's no way we can achieve that.
Okay. Today in the Nangazo Kawasambore, Tembantiki Jet Chushoyaba. Teen Junior Mother Young and Lojon Chetak, the Tunisian Yeshaman, Kawasambore, Lojon said, Nazo Maripim Basavashing, one the Lojon.
And so we are very fortunate in that, because of that reason, we are very fortunate to be able to study, right? Especially to study Buddha's teaching that eliminates all the darkness of the ignorance. So the study, knowledge, the study, is the best lamp that eliminates the darkness of ignorance.
And then Lojo Yabochi, Yamle Yabochina, Tenetanga, Lega Kawateverova.
And so if we have a good study and good knowledge, then whatever we will be able to find any kind of job, right? Whatever kind of job we want, we can get.
Okay. Now any other questions? Otherwise, I'm just talk. Some questions? Any kind? Can you think of some questions? 다 대ring아도 동반이 꼴라 mambo시에 다음에 꼴라 mambo시에 다 터여서요, 저도.
So we talked a lot about selflessness and emptiness. You should have some questions, right?
Okay, who's first? Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay.
At what point does a basis become legitimate to label it?
가서.
낚시디. 따다에 다 낚시디 딱 먼저 딱서게 최대 딱서게 낚시디라. 디디 다 낚시디 따다 이면 그래 하고 그랬어요.
딱 갈라와다데. 가지 나제 텔라 때니 에는 데던데 타닌도 쉬어나데 또 따다에 말어 저여러 왔어.
간지 문제도 갖다 줘 말아.
제대로 따줘 말어. 어떤 칠라 힘이 따야 말어. 힘을 기다야 말어.
또 직전에 타고 싶어 그래.
그 지든나 타봐. 타님의 템에 문을 밟고 있을 때뭐 뭐 이상 거야.
So it has to be, well known, to the world, to the world, like in the world, this animal, dog, animal called, animal that has certain shape, certain body, and makes certain noise, it's called dog, right? You label that as a dog. You can't label that as a cat. And just because you can just label anything doesn't mean that you can label that as a cat also. So it has to be a valid basis, of designation, and it has to be well known, by the world. So everybody knows this is called dog, or this is called table. You can't call this a chair. If somebody wants to call this chair, it will not become a chair, because this is not a valid basis, for a chair, and it's not well known in the world, as a chair.
I think I phrased my questioning correctly. So there is a table in front of me.
Yes.
There's a physical table. I label a table.
Yep.
If it is purely a mental conception of table that I am labeling, is that mental conception a valid basis to label table? And if not, then what is it that I'm labeling?
Mental basis?
Meaning, if I only have the image of a table in my head,
yes,
and I label that image table, what is that?
So the image of your table in your mind,
right,
that you label, so that is the basis of the designation of the table in your case, right?
So the thing that
that's what you're saying.
So the thing that I'm labeling doesn't necessarily have to have a physical
Oh, I see.
act. It can be a mental act.
낚시 고라다. 낚시 고라다. 낚시 고인도 다 가서 거다 낚시디. 그러나 또 저기서 따가야 시지고 그러. 근데 드는 따서 시디 그러나 저기 삼바랑 삼발라다 쪽들라게 삼바져라. 삼바디 낚시를 해서 그러거든요. 이 쪽들 걸어 독독하게 낚시를 해서 그래. 낚시도 거하고 있어.
나제도 저도 샤웠다.
그거 삼바디 말아.
버야 되는 삼바디 고쇼에 따고 봐. 담보 통 야만은 무지 타니 짜고 말이야. 담보 삼고 말해. 야만은 명 통고 그래. 야만은 무지 대 쪽들에 타니 짜고 그러와.
거기서는 다 삼바디를 해서 그러다.
삼바디 말해. 이게 삼바디 고 대를 봐 따고 그러와. 땅에 들어와. 따서도 옆에 도도도 따다오다.
No, the basis of designation is the physical object. The basis of designation is the physical object.
땅에도 삼바디.
With that, your mind labels that as a table. The who labels that? It's the mind. The mind is the one that labels. And what is labeled on the table?
So if somebody is attached to something that is purely mental, what is it that they're attaching to in that sense?
답변은 어떤 작사에 저러. 나도 작사에 때문에 로이면은 작사에 로이면은 근데 그런 그 작사에 시라 딱시대 가려고 했어.
그 차베 였. 그래 차나 대 차여들이. 따사디?
그래.
차여를 됐는데 그 잡았게 그러고.
So when you have the attachment, to something, right? So that's the object that you're attached to. So that object is the basis of designation. So your mind labels on that as a something, a beautiful, attractive like that, and then you become attached to that.
로 그런 따사도 말해. 로도
So
그
the
땅에
mind
들어와.
itself is not the basis of designation.
로 바닥에 들어와.
The mind labels on the basis of designation as such and such.
That becomes more labels, really, like on top of the table, beautiful table, or precious table, or special.
The reason in the sun devotion, that's giving the example of attaching oneself to a parent becomes attached to a child.
Is that Dharma book? Is that Dharma book?
Yes.
Yeah, I should have put it on the table, yeah. Not on the floor.
Thinking about the those cases where the parents become attached to the child, but the
Yes.
child isn't born yet, and there's a miscarriage, and then there's a lot of grief associated with the child that hasn't existed, but they've clearly become attached to something.
Well, but there's inside there, something there, right? There's a physical child, the physical development happening inside the womb, right?
It's not in all. I think in biology there are cases where there's not a child actually conceived. There's the thought that a child has been conceived, and the parent becomes attached to that, and they find out they actually weren't impregnated. So
그게 따사지로 말 부요래 삼선은 부요래 삼게도 말이야. 부요래 삼야지도 로체도 다라고 삼게도 말하고 삼야 주는 거 갖고 맞다 따사시. 어때 따사 될
부요 말도
아니 부 매우 걸어 가지야.
So there's no child. You're saying there's no child at that time. So they have when they know that they are pregnant, right? When they know that's like a fetus or something there, right? Which will later develop. So there's some object there. There's some.
You said if they weren't pregnant, they thought they were. Right. Yeah. I mean.
Or just the desire for a child.
That's the wrong mind. That's the wrong conception.
Yeah.
That's the wrong concept. There's no child, so there's nothing to label as a child.
So what? Right.
So you have to have the object, to label it.
So what is that wrong mind getting attached to? I guess that's the thing I'm trying to understand.
근데 여자때 다 매바지 요나 삼까지 상부터 매바지 요래 요나 삼자 될 작으로.
So they're wishing for that, right? They're wishing for the child, which is not there yet. So there's nothing, they are like being attached, to the something that's not there, and they're wishing, so that's just their thought.
근데 레보 매바이나 때 록시잖아. 레보 따사데 매바이나.
So if that doesn't exist, then that would be wrong conception.
그러나 지난게 나는 된토는 이게 데브도 못하고 갑데도네 알레 갑들었다는 데 데브레 삼는 다그 록시잖아.
So if you see the cup and then you don't see the book, but then because you think, oh, the cup is the book, then that's a wrong mind. That's a wrong conception.
근데 그 많이 봐질래 레삼는 까지 록시잖아 그까지.
So if you think of something which is not, then that's a wrong conception. I don't know if is that what you mean? I don't. The basis of designation.
간제 지난게 가르고. 이런 땅에 예대 요면서 요데 말도 그래. 예대 요와지나 아니 때 록시 말이 예대 매나 록시 차로 그래.
So what you designate at, what you designate at. If that object exists, then that's correct. If it doesn't exist, then it becomes wrong conception.
Okay.
Wrong mind.
It makes sense. Still doesn't work.
I'm going to think about it and then I'll come back.
Okay. Yes.
But there is no physical table.
There is a physical table. 저도 너도 요 말았어.
너도 요 말해. 저도 세대야 그거 따셔.
저도 다 가서 가서 생각하지 장하되네. 가서다.
장하는데
저도 숙전바지 요 말했어.
네 저도 숙전바래 라반 장하요 개요 강아지야는데. 나도 네.
숙전바 요라다.
숙전바 요 장.
Yeah, there is a physical table.
So there's the basis of imputation and the imputation.
Huh?
There's the basis of imputation, the object, and the imputation itself.
the 가서 딱시제 딱시 가는 때 답을 놓죠라. 디디 되는 데 가서 도전 발에 줘요. 저도 도전 발.
다시 그런 저도 그런 거 말해.
So the basis of designation itself is physical. Yes.
The table is just mere and only mere label.
다이나 또
되게 신도 되라 저도 바다서 그러.
진짜 저도 걸도 딱 잡아. 도배 따듬라. 또 저도 걸도.
도배 따듬.
낚시도 단다 신도도 그 낚시죠.
근데 따지들인데 다 될 쪽에 바다.
맞아. 내가 도시 따면서 저도 그런도 다 낚시도 말아.
그래.
쪽에서 그 도도대 그 부정바디.
단 네기 쪽에 변화.
낚시라.
나
따비지디.
네 도도대 따비지 되지. 따지 되지. 대라더니 쪽에 따오라다.
대라던 쪽도. 다 쪽에도 가라. 그 딱담라. 도배 따듬더라.
도배 따듬네.
도배 따듬는데 그 도도대 말았어.
알레레. 네 도도대. 오다 간주 네기 쪽에 세대 파 따야지. 단단 무서면에 도도는 좀 거야. 내가 쪽대 보 따자는 네가 쪽대 샤워 시켜간다 고 쪽대 내res.
네 쪽대는 네 쪽대 딱시더라. 그래서 쪽대 또뭐 따듬더라 쪽대 써라. 쪽대세요 따듬데 쪽대래.
근데 또 따듬 거 쪽대다 다 도도대를 하셔야 말까지.
So yeah, when you say the table, it has to be at that table, the physical one. So the physical, the thing, object you label as a table.
내게 신들라 고 쪽대 따자로 왔어.
So this wood, this in this shape of wood, you label as a table. Yeah.
다 내고 또배 따왔는지 그 내가 제대로 그 지안 하나 강아요.
So because it's labeled as a table, it functions as a table. You can touch it, you can place things on it.
다 또배 따와대서나 그 내가 그런 거니 쪽대 틀어오면 내게 신경 쏟아 내리는 게 파고 따서지로 와.
And so is it merely imputed? Yes, there's no table exists from its one side to this the shape of a wood. You label it as a table.
Is there any table other than the label?
더 그런 더 명례 또 따좀 더 명여라. 더 조금씩 명 딜을 하고 되는 또 조금 여러 배. 디마이 뭐 조금 명마이 뭐 조금 명세 딜을 셴배 아니 셴바 되는 조금 여러 배.
다 테고 가야라나 조금 민이 셴 조금 가야잖아. 가야라나.
명례 셴배. 더 조금씩 명지라. 딜을 셴배 조금 여러 배.
되게 하고 되게 거야 민들의 셴배.
명들의 셴배.
간제
조금씩 명라.
간제 열때 조대기 샤와 생에 그 조대 미 따자사 그 조대기 샤와 생에 그다 잘라 가지나 간제 대 조대래 조대기 샤와 생에 조대 미 따사 그 조대
민래 셴배 조대 여러 배 써.
다 조대 민이 셴배 조대 가잖아.
So you're saying like table.
Table is just
mere name. So that's called 명삼라. 조대 said 명삼라. 그 명삼래 셴배 되는 조대 여러 배 조도 도도하러 여러 배.
다 여서 이 신도 조대 되려나.
Yes, there is. This solid wood is the table.
That's the object of invitation,
not
the invitation itself.
다들 그런 또 딱시라. 그런 딱바 그런 말아. 딱바디 말아. 딱시라.
그래서 따지 되오래.
조스 딱바디 말아.
따지 되오래. 따비 이제 되오래. 아니 조대오래 이제 알았어.
So yeah, this is table and this is also the basis of designation.
이제 따지라 그런 많이 봐 먹고 그 말이야.
So if it is the basis of designation, it doesn't have to be non-table. If it's the basis of designation of the table, it doesn't have to be non-table.
But we said table, the only table that exists is mere label.
더 쪽도 유메디다 쪽도에 따라서 명tam을 두 바라.
대대 대처래.
똑같다면 두 바라.
대오래.
Yes, that's true.
So then there's nothing more than just mere label.
대오 미지 거의 미라 요마래.
명례 셴바 요마라. 쪽도 요마라.
다 미리 셴바 요서 미 마이스.
Yeah, there is this solid thing is table.
So then the object of invitation is the table, not just mere label.
또 낚시 코란된 쪽도라. 쪽도 낚시 코란 쪽도라.
쪽대가 따지.
쪽도
따지대 쪽대 만만 따뜻해.
쪽도 낚시 코란 쪽도라 그래.
쪽대 따지대 신대래. 대라 쪽대 따서 그래.
So this wood, is the basis of designation, and to that you label it as a table.
But what is the actual table?
And the 쪽도 뭐말이 가래.
다 대라 때니 아니 쪽대 샤와생이죠. 대라 쪽대라 그래.
So by depending on that which functions the would perform the function of table, it's a table.
It depends on that function. But the actual table is labeled.
So because the 저걸 알아요. because 쪽도 뭐마디 명담으로.
쪽대세.
쪽도 뭐마디?
쪽대 뭐마디? 쪽대 뭐마디? 예까지 될 쪽대에 막 따지. 아니 쪽대 샤와 싱에 될 쪽대 뭐마디?
So the actual table is to the piece of wood.
Good.
And then
good
that performs that performs the function of the table. So that is the actual table.
So there is something that is more than just merely labeled.
다들 명례 되는 셴바지라서.
다 소소 고알렌다네. 밀레 시마 인도데 오다테 미타비 메두스.
That depends on how you understand it.
알아. 만도데 신들라 신 쪽대게 샤와 신에게 신들라 아니 신들라 바 쪽대 따와는지 그 쪽대게 샤와 신다 아니 그다 쪽대 따사지로 왔어요.
So so this piece of wood, you label it as a table. because and just as you label it as a table, it performs the function of the table. Therefore, there is table.
그래서 쪽대 샤워 맞으나 그 쪽대 따나 쪽대 이용 말해.
So if it doesn't perform the function of the table, even if you label that as a table, it will not become table.
다에나 그 신의 연바이 여와나야 그 쪽대도 맞아나야 그 쪽대 작은 말어.
So even if there is the wood there, but if you don't label that as a table, it will not become table.
Yeah, for it to be a valid label, it has to depend on the function. But it has to be a valid basis. But the actual table is not the basis. It's the label. Otherwise,
딱시를 그 테니버 주고라. 나 테니버 마이나. 딱시 테니버 마이나. 나 때라 간지 뭐지 다요 말. 이제 됐다 봐.
야, 대고 테니버 레길 거리야.
Yeah, so it has to be valid basis.
간지 뭐지 고 용 말해.
Yeah, you can't just label as in a table to any kind of anything.
kana
It has to be basis. It has to be a valid basis. Basis on which you can label as a table.
대학 그러자는 지대나 타바이바 타님이 쓰면 만나가서 뭐
And so it has to be well known to the world, and then also it doesn't contradict with the term table.
because when we say merely label, that means there's nothing more than just a label.
네 레버세데 도베 따선세데 코라 랑은 랑은 저기 말이 그거 들려네.
So when it says merely label, what you understand is that it doesn't exist from its own side.
쪽세에 포스트지만 내가 좋다 내리서 내가 쪽세 파타해 그래서.
So you have this piece of wood, which has certain shape and which performs the function of the table. You label that as a table.
The label depends on the basis, but the actual table can't. The label doesn't place on the basis, not the basis itself.
So then, 조금 뭐마디 명들어. 내 가서 먼저 딱시기 가람. 그 명, 내 쪽에서 답을 명디 조금 뭐마라. 그 그런 딱시 그런 거는 조금 뭐마 말았어.
미도 또왜 말해? 미미쪽으로 왔어. 미도 쪽에 말해. 미 따사기 여 쪽대기 샤와 싱해달라 쪽대에서.
So the object to which you label as a table and performs the function of the table is the table.
미도 그 다르.
그 수천받으라. 독도디. 그 수천받 독도디 그다 쪽대라.
원래대로 쪽대 따기라 가지 따사도 되래.
Yeah, that's what label as a table.
미 그런 쪽대 말이야. 저 미세 쪽대라도 거기 말이야.
So the name itself, the label is not a table. Label itself is not the table. Like if you say label is the table, then again there will be more contradiction. Huh?
We say everything exists by merely label.
But then talk about we do it.
됐다. 제가 또 뱉다는 써버렸어.
Yeah, everything exists merely level.
It's just independent upon being labeled on basis.
다 가서 그 똑바따섬을 떼내 두 버렸어. 그 뭐지나? 똑바따섬을 떼내 두 버렸어. 똑바따섬도 두 버렸어. 그거 말이야.
다티 저거는 가지 또 뱉다더라 때는 샤워했어. 얘도 샤워돼 또 뱉다더라 때는 샤워했어.
Yeah, so you label it. I mean it exists by depending on the mere label.
People can't exist without something perceiving, without that awareness and the perceiving that it's there, and that's where the impunity. But if a dog walked in there, he's still going to bump into a physical object there, but it doesn't have that right awareness and perceiving.
가서 완전.
다 먼저 저거 뭐시나 다 저거 똑바따섬 이번에 그냥 아주 키되는 말 줘도는 키거들 투 먹어라. 똑바따섬이나. 똑바지 보이나? 똑바이나?
똑바 말이야.
똑바따 말이나?
똑바르라게 말이야. 대충 똑바 거야 말이야. 콜라 미바 따서 저랬어. 콜라 쪽에 따와래. 콜라 값 따와래.
So this one, this label as a table. So if you say it's just a label, it's just a name, and there's no physical table, then again, you'll have to say, oh, how does the table function perform the function? How will it perform the function? If it's just a name, if it's just a concept, how will it perform the function? You can't label, you can't place a cup, on the concept, right? It has to have a physical thing.
The physical thing, but 되게 샤워샤고 그래. 그냥 아무 롭데스하지 않고 쇼건들의 몸을 루지 되가나지 작은 조거 팅한도 데스 미다시로 봐.
So it has to be labeled. Without being labeled, it can't exist. Without labeling it can't exist. But then it has to perform the function too. Like something called a textbook. You can't say there's a textbook. Textbooks, it has to perform the function. It has to have the pages. It has to have the writings and images and so forth. So that thing is called a textbook. So that thing is called textbook. So it's just that's the name itself is not the textbook.
If they point was, if you look for the table, you can't find it. You find that there's only a label that we're applying to it.
So
The extension level of function.
but you can find the label. You can find the label you're saying.
No, you can't find the label, but you'll realize that there is only a label. There's no actual table in it.
So even the label can't be found. Okay. Can't be found, right? 그런 생각도 내가 또 제발은 얘기 말아.
되냐마
제발은 다 그러다 또 똑같다서 그랬어. 그 똑같다서 내 얘기 말아.
됐다래.
That's correct. You won't be able to find it. If you look for it, you won't be able to find it. 돼 여러 배는 여러. Does it exist? You can't find it, but does it exist? Yes, it exists. How does it exist? As level. It exists through dependence. Through dependence on level, on cause, condition, part, and so forth. But if you look for it, you won't be able to find it. See, that's true. So yeah, if you look for the parts and the directional parts, you won't be able to find. Which one is the table? The eastern one, the western one, the southern one, the northern one, northern part of the table. Which one is the table? You won't be able to find like that.
Okay, now now just
Question.
okay.
Using the past example of the horns of a rabbit, if you have a wrong mind that sees the horns of a rabbit, is the basis of designation the rabbit?
그럼.
리본 안 되죠. 리본 안 되는 게 되는 다 리본 안 되다 리본 안 되면 똑바져라. 다 디디 다거 디 딱시디 가래서 리본을 배서.
롱라 따라도 못해.
No, it will be the horn of the rabbit. If you're grasping at the horn of the rabbit, then the basis will be the horn of the rabbit, which doesn't exist though. So therefore it is a wrong concept.
You see the rabbit, you see its horn.
Yeah.
So the basis is not the rabbit, it's
The rabbit's horn.
The horn, yeah. Yes.
Not the concept, the rabbit's horn,
the rabbit.
which doesn't exist. Yeah, therefore it's a wrong conception.
Yeah, they man and the ruler to put in a low look shagmar, Rungina, Rung,
So it won't be rabbit. If it's a rabbit, then it's not wrong because the horn of the rabbit. So you're thinking about the horn of the rabbit and the rabbit are two different things.
But the label, are they not incorrectly labeling horns on the rabbit?
Yes. Yeah, so there's thinking that there is a horn. In the dark, you see, the two ears standing up, and then you think there's a horn. And then they say, there's a horn, but that's not correct, So your label, is that.
Yeah.
The basis is not the rabbit. Yeah, it's the horn of the rabbit.
Okay, now you want. Get it.
The quote, the excerpt from the book says, before the baby was conceived, before the aggregates came into existence, even though you might have already decided on the name for the baby, that name has no valid base. The baby does not exist even if there is a mind that is given the name. So I guess what my question is trying to get at is, for those people who become attached to that idea of the baby that doesn't exist, where does that attachment attach to if there is no valid base? Does that make more sense?
That will be the wrong conception. You attach to the wrong conception because there's no child, and you think there's a child, but there's no child. So that's the wrong conception. So your basis, the object that you are attached to is the wrong conception.
But I can still
Pena Chana, Nichana, Dina Oma can look here, Chokama, Chana, Dina Oma, you're some natural low.
So like there is a water there now, right, inside the cup, but if you think there's a milk in there, then that will be wrong conception. You can still say, that must be very delicious, I can drink it. You can be attached to that. The idea, yeah.
So I guess where I was confused is I had misunderstood in thinking that in order to be attached to something, it has to have a physical
Take over.
No, that's
No.
not that.
Right, well, that's why I assumed.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, getting back to trying to figure out how to meditate on emptiness, you're trying to figure out the I that needs to be refuted, correct? So, you said in the beginning that it's very hard to find that I to be refuted. And it usually comes up when you're emotional, angry or happy or whatever. Is there another way to find that I to be refuted besides through emotion? Like, can you look at your physical body? Would that help to find the I to be refuted?
매주 응하죠라. 다 매주 응하는 것도 당 매주 응하는 것도 당 하진 거라. 텔라테는 것도 당 안지게 되라다. 매주 매번 하는 거라. 근데 가서 진짜 되는 거 삼는 되는 거 되시고라. 근데 매번 하는 것도 담은 것도 되죠 저거라다. 다디코 빵와라. 티 매버서라. 티 매버 삼발라. 티 당보 여버디. 안데 가서 티 가서 로라 샤고라. 한진데 가서 슈슈무야데 가서 수수무야데 되다 가서 답변 아직 신앙심을 깨다 코로심보사 되마다 지금 가서 되게 말아. 근데 팀 막에나 땡 가서 안데 가서 되죠 맞잖아. 땡 가서 빠요 말아. 가서 빠오는 가서 되죠 저거라. 땡 가서 째올라. 다들 가서 더 lok슈 좀 막에나 말아 저거라. 되잖아. 로슈 마요 값도 되나다 되는데 못해 여러 배.
말말. 티가랑 가도 슈체 때가랑 가도 요말라고 맞다. 된디가랑 가도 슈체 뭐 그래.
그래. 아다 되는 가도 슈체 뭐 때도 가도 때도 cheche라. 때도 제래라.
레라 그래. 남주잖아. 제쪽으로 가도 렌제다 끝다니 그래. 끝다 세제 레라고 뭐지 그래. 렌제 세대 가도 뺑 뭐지 깔까고 그래. 남주.
아니 군다도 가대죠.
군다 세대 고지 전세다 저 고바지 저 점타 전세대 전에는 전되게 저랬어. 대 레라오만도 무슨 또 그래. 렌제 세대도 그 라주는 그 깨와도 여와 연다 만두는 제 관계자리 샤도 시우더라도 관계자리 렌제 요랬어. 렌제 네 그다 세대 가서 점타 슈딩 좀 여기서 말봐. 그 전세 상로 따네. 어때서 상로 대이 가르는 말아서 되게는 거서 나는 게 대세서 네 점타 되세요. 그 전세 세대
근데 안진디 어깨래라 그랬어.
안테켈레라 그래.
모든레라.
다 렌제데 문제 뺏갈까 그래. 딱 가디 가도 절 가도 휴치모 낼 찍었나. 단다 남달 나도 뺏 가오셔. 근데 갈래 휴치에 못 와.
So the self that's to be refuted, is the self, the grasping of the self as exists for me one. That grasping of the self, as exists for me one. That is the one that's to be refuted. So that becomes, of course, that's there all the time. It's not only when you become angry or when you become excited. It is there. It's not like that. It's there all the time. It becomes more strong at that time.
Right.
It manifests. It becomes more strong at that time. And then at that time, if you really try to catch it, you will be able to catch it at that time. So easier. But it doesn't mean that it's not there all the time. So it's there all the time. Everybody has that. So. And then there's two different kinds. That's called the innate, the grasping of the self, and the intellectual. So intellectual is based on the belief or tenets. These tenets, so the I exist in this way, and that is the innate. That's the intellectual. Or my teacher said that. Or my Buddha said that, and like that. So because of that, you grasp the self as existing from its own side. So that. And it will be the intellectual. So intellectual one, you can through reasoning, by thinking about the reasonings, you can find out. So you can say, so this self exists from this one, grasping of the self.
We think it exists from its own.
That's right, yeah. So it's there all the time, but it's just not manifesting. But it doesn't mean it's not there. So the intellectual one you can find out easily. The innate one is more difficult.
Try to find the base. Would you try to find the base by? Could you try to find the base of the self to be refuted through focusing on when you're sitting there meditating, through focusing on your body.
다대바 세월에 대 가와도 간데서 가와도 대가 단당하도 나 휴시죠 대 가가 대가 다르래 가정한테 단당하도 절로 셔대 가정아 차대 다대 간지 누구서 세월에.
So right now you have the idea of self, right? You have this idea of self. Yeah. So what idea do you have? Exactly. So that's the I to be refuted. You know, so the thinking that I am this body is me, you know, thinking that is the I to be refuted.
다 당연히 라이바 대 드링 나한테 지나였나 지나 신이 그게 로프 감로셔 된 가지고 지나 비긴들 라그러면 돼 라그러면 다녀 거는 용도.
So if your body, you know, is you, then when you die, you know, and your body is in the coffin, and people say, oh, that's him. You know, they should they don't say that that's him, right? You know, so therefore your body is not. So, but right now we have this idea thinking my body is me. So that's the I to be refuted.
디가랑한도 딱 코시다라 코요 말이나 그 품보에서 가지고 다녀 거는 돼 가자 가지고 그가 일하는 도.
So at the time when we die, and then we, you know, so we don't say, oh, that's that person. It's the dead body of that person, corpse of that person, you know, like that. So it shows that's different.
Okay. 도시 검자 산로 땅하는 거 고아야 라요. 산로 맞았는데 고아 sakal 가고 쉬어요.
Yeah, so of course, you know, you always have to, you know, contemplate, think in that way, study and think, and then you will understand better. You know, if we don't think or contemplate in that way, then it will be not, you know, easy to find out.
강사 파초와라는 거나 저간데 방가슬랑도 니 파초와데 소소 코로 쉬기라나데 코로라데 데티가 딱 고라는 저간데 그래서.
So when we're very angry, you know, at somebody, you know, we find that person exists from their one side, very strong.
아니 미 파초와실이야 차바식 중에는야 저도 차발라서 이해되냐라고 그러는 그래서.
Same with the attachment, right? So somebody that we are attached to, yeah, when we have very strong attachment to that person, we also see that person exists from their own side.
대나지 다 소소랑 그런 것도 방안도 대양 소소라야 sembetti 보용하다 가도 소식심부가 숙제 용어서로 봐.
So at the time when we are happy or when we are sad, you know, ourselves, then we see ourselves exist from our own side.
Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, okay, one.
Well, just to move beyond tables and rabbits.
Okay.
So when you're meditating, and all of these definitions, valid and basis, and all, what if I'm meditating on Guru Rinpoche in my heart center? Nobody else can see it to validate it. What criteria do you use to validate that? It's actually the winds and the channels. It's like, so it's purely subjective.
가서.
저 구름무지 검도거는 들어다. 그런데 구름무지 검도거는 당가서 그 낚시도 요마라서. 구름무지 하는 거만 요마르다. 구름무지를 삼면서 구름무지 삼바져라. 다들 구름무지 말아서 그러다. 구름무지 낚시도 요마라고. 구름무지 낚시도 걸어 구름무지 걸어 걸어다.
다티 티가 비장한테 구름무지 세마를 썰면 못하네. 장비나. 구름무지 내 셈나 있다. 소소 공고요나. 그래서 남지 썰면 따대 버들은 구름무지 따서나 곰. 소소지 가로다 힘가라 요삼 삼스텔라 그러고. 야 땡구름무지 말에 셈바였대. 두양 똥ጣ니 말에.
So at the time when you meditate on that, you just have to think that's Guru Rinpoche. Just think that Guru Rinpoche. And says, oh, this cannot be Guru Rinpoche because there's no real Guru Rinpoche, there's no real basis of divination. So it cannot be Guru Rinpoche like that. Don't think like that at that time. At that time, your mind is thinking that. Then you have to believe, you know, you have to develop this belief thinking that Guru Rinpoche is there in your heart.
So would the winds be the basis of that?
대 window okay 말했어. 다시대 지난 그 남중 구름무지 가는 동거나 데레스 데라되는 구름무지.
So your image, you know, of the Guru Rinpoche, whatever your idea, you know, normally you have, you know, by seeing the picture or by seeing the statue, you have this thought. So that's the basis of divination.
나도 뻔통한 나지지 소리니까라 요 삼고여러 왔어.
So just like you see in the picture, you think that's in your heart, right?
그래서 다
There's a million pictures.
또 뜻이랑 가리겠다 나 저는 남주 다섯 찍어나 데레스.
Kartawa.
가르타와이나 남주 저 거르베나 잡보도 시와단다면 뭐 보일 때까지 섬도 다 빠따노 빠따
So
쏟다.
whatever kind of picture, you know, whatever picture you see. I mean, there can be a million pictures, you know, but you can, whatever picture you see, the wrathful picture or peaceful picture or, you know, pacified picture, whatever kind of picture you see of that, you know, you think in your heart.
저는 그냥 번거로워서 똥다 치고 때 자나 치다면 남주다 수술로 샤도와리 간데 나타내 삼던데 그러고.
So you don't have to think about all the thousands, you know, of Guru Rinpoche in your heart. Whatever you see one picture, you just bring that image in your mind.
Right. That's understandable.
And Tinding Gurumbuchi, Chasanga Kunsam
And then you can think that that's the Guru Rinpoche, who represents all the Guru Rinpoches.
So where's the functionality though? There has to be something that's happening to create some
sort of
change.
Chawade Chirangi Tambu Parten Home. Television Chirangata, Mupache, and then something that Gurumbuchi Tenero in the Layo, some good.
So the function is, that first you see the Guru Rinpoche and then you imagine that in your heart, and then you develop strong sense of faith and devotion. That's the function.
So if you
haven't seen the picture or explanation about the description about the Guru Rinpoche, if you haven't heard that before, then you will not have anything to imagine at your heart.
Okay? So have
you seen Geshe-la's father?
Yeah, actually.
Have you
seen his mother?
You
won't be able to imagine Geshe-la's mother, right? Can you imagine Geshe-la's mother?
Yeah,
you can say, there is Geshe-la's mother, but you won't be able to imagine how she looks, right? She has this kind of face, this kind of hair, this kind of look, and so forth. You won't be able to imagine that. But if somebody has shown you the picture or explained you the description of her, then you can make a picture in your mind, right?
But there's a reason that we meditate on, let's say, Guru Rinpoche as opposed to Donald Trump. What's the difference?
Got it.
Donald Trump Guru Rinpoche.
Tachirangi, Panangaruchi Gumata, TV, Kunil on the Chigumna, the Penyor, Thai Gumna Kosha, Pemaros, Chibaros, Donald Chibaris.
So if you meditate if you visualize, Guru Rinpoche, out of devotion, then of course that's a great benefit. Otherwise, if you don't have any devotion or respect, then there's no difference in meditating on Donald Trump.
Donald Trump
There are many people who visualize Donald Trump and make offering to him. Many people who worship Donald Trump.
Yeah. Okay, the Khanjar Tate Shumoi, Khanjar, and the other Dhamma, Gurumbuja, Sanjay Kainza, Charangate, no show.
So, of course, there's a big difference, in terms of Guru Rinpoche and Donald Trump, because Guru Rinpoche is Buddha, provided that Donald Trump is not Buddha, the Guru Rinpoche is Buddha, right? And so, of course, if you visualize, even if you don't have any devotion or respect, anything, just thinking about the picture of the Guru Rinpoche makes a big difference, because you accumulate a great amount of merit just by thinking about him.
Yeah, I guess, and then I'll shut up. It's like those are all gross definitions, of course. You already know all that stuff. But where the tire hits the road, we really haven't hit that yet.
What do you mean by that?
What is the difference between, let me rephrase it. What's the difference between meditating on any deity? Is one deity just as good as another?
It depends, which one you are more connected with. And it depends on your disposition, in your interest. You just naturally, if you have a connection with that deity, then you will also naturally have some interest, to study, to meditate on that deity. Even like that, just when we talk about the Buddha, right? You gave the example of Guru Rinpoche. You didn't say Buddha Shakyamuni, you didn't say Lama Zopa, you say Guru Rinpoche, right? So that shows that you have some connection with Guru Rinpoche. So that connection comes from your imprint, from the previous time. So, depending on your imprint, depending on your, connection, karmic connection with that deity, with that Buddha, people have different. So different people come into here. They have different, level of devotion, to different Buddhas. Some go to the Chenresis, they have very strong connection there, and some go to Buddha Je Monastery, some go to Lama Zopa Rinpoche, some go to Guru Rinpoche.
Lama me Lama
So that's why we have to have different Buddhas, because different people have different connections, different dispositions, and so therefore different Buddhas can help different people.
Okay, think about that. Okay, now we finish. Just read very short time. Just read, you can read. Good.